Hello, I would like to introduce you to these two substantial volumes, The Orchestral Violinist's Companion by Martin Wulfhorst, the second concertmaster of the Sinfonica Hamburg. They deserve special attention, I think. Who are they for? Violin students, violin teachers, orchestral audition candidates, conductors and composers, and of course all orchestral violinists, amateur and professional. What I really like about this book is that Martin Wulfhorst puts you straight about orchestral violin playing from the start. Stop measuring yourself against soloists. Or to cite him, the still dominant romantic fixation on the virtuoso and on solo playing has prevented many musicians from accepting the orchestral profession as a valuable profession in its own right. This focus on solo playing has resulted in soloists being appointed violin professors at conservatories and colleges, often with relatively little orchestral experience. The majority of their students, however, will become orchestral players rather than soloists. Now, on the positive side, the focus on solo playing has also resulted in a generally high technical proficiency of players. But our students who have worked through the standard curriculum and with the chops to play the solo part of the Brahms violin concerto, are they prepared for the unique challenges of orchestral playing? This book fills the gap. It focuses on the skills and knowledge expected of an orchestral player today. It includes approximately 500 music samples from more than 300 orchestral works, encompassing symphony, oratorio, opera, operetta, and ballet from circa 1750 to 1950. Now let's have a quick look at the impressive contents. Training as an orchestral violinist, history, challenges, concepts. The orchestral mode, learning, practicing, and sight reading. Basic orchestral technique, principles, routines, and maintenance. Bowing technique, sound production, coordination. Left hand technique, pizzicato, and other special technical issues. Rhythm and ensemble playing. Decoding and marking orchestral parts. A manual of orchestral notation and performance practice. Repertoire and style, profession and career. Resources. Now let's have a look at an example in part 5, bowing technique, sound production, coordination. Most violinists come across the excerpt from the overture to Smetana's Bartered Bride at various points in their careers. The excerpt requires the challenging bow stroke sautiller, which is played at a high speed while the player only passively controls the bounce of the bow. This excerpt has to sound even despite frequent string crossings and pianissimo dynamics. Wulfhorst gives a general description of the stroke and how it, for example, differs from spiccato in an earlier part of the book. He then recommends to practice this excerpt with reverse bowings to manage string crossings and shifts independently from bow direction. Secondly, he advises practicing first at louder dynamics and gradually reducing the volume while keeping the stroke and sound controlled. This is a lifelong resource that you can go back to whenever you're facing a particular challenge. Oh, I mustn't forget to mention the index at the end of the second volume. Compositions, composers, other musicians. If you're studying a specific orchestral work, you can look for it here and see where in the book it is mentioned. Some works, you will find, are discussed in several sections, looking at them from different perspectives. I highly recommend this edition as conservatory or college textbook, and it makes an excellent birthday present or graduation gift. Thank you, Martin Wulfhorst, and thank you for your time.